This is Arena Kings, Week 4, the Monday Arena. 2 hours of 3-0 blitz. Got some strong players in here. Hikaru's in there. Ray Robson's in there. Lenderman's in there. Some other top players. So, looks like it should be a pretty good tournament. Have just over a minute until we start. Didn't hear the beep for 1 minute, so hopefully the sounds are working. So we're going to focus on speed today. And we had a great tournament last Monday. But that was King of the Hill. So hopefully we can have a good tournament here with regular chess. See where we're seated here. They're already over 100 players in, and we are seated 51st at the moment. Looks like we'll likely play Punk Bass, a familiar opponent, in the first game. And here we go. There we go. Let's play a little gambit. Have some fun with it. And we're just going to develop normally. I'm just going to play e5 right away. See what happens with it. Okay, I'll take the bishop. And I can take there. Take the pawn. If he takes the bishop, I have queen b5 check. Plays rook b8. I can take a7. If he takes the bishop, I have queen a4 check. Yep. Let's throw in a check here. That looks dangerous. Maybe not so dangerous. Okay, let's just grab another pawn for now. Gotta stay up on the clock. Maybe put my rook on the c-file. Even if he plays bishop g7, he can't castle, I don't think. Plays bishop g7, I can try and kick this knight away so that the other knight on d7 is hanging in a lot of positions. Maybe I just attack it. Supposed to be moving fast here. He moves his knight, I can probably even... Oh. If I go there, I lose my queen. So we gotta be a little careful here. Attack the queen. Kind of a weird position. Okay, check here. Queen takes, I take the rook. That should be it. That should be it. Okay, I do only have a minute left, so let's not get too careless. Try and open up the king a bit. But we're up a lot of material now. Not sure where that bishop's trying to go. "30 seconds. Ah, I should have just taken the pawn. Should have just taken the pawn. It's okay, there's not much he can do about it. And that's mate. Okay, that's one game down. On to the next one. We have a Scandinavian. Unusual not to move the bishop out. Let's just play h3, get that pawn out of danger before he gets some kind of tricks going. Rook e1 looks good. Do we just take the knight in a lot of cases? Probably. Okay, let's jump the knight in. Looks useful. Maybe it actually isn't useful. Maybe it was a mistake. Back up this bishop. Actually, I think I'm just going to take that. Alright. We'll trade some pieces. I'm down a little bit on time, so. Let's look for a way to get my queen involved. Interesting. My knight's not doing a ton at the moment, but I'm not unhappy with the position. Because his bishop is not the strongest piece ever. And I've just about caught up on time. Okay, let's double up here. Try and create some threats. I want to use this open file. Rook b5 is a possibility. Alright, let's try and inch my pieces closer then. Drops his rook. Not too worried about the checks and such. We'll find out if I should be. offer a queen trade. Okay, just attack the queen again. Let's throw in a useful check here. And my next move is going to be queen b8. And now it should be pretty easy. I think his bishop's going to get pushed away here. Something like this. And then here. That was what I wanted. All right. 2 in a row. Next match. All right, got paired way up this time, up against a 2250. Let's take the knight. Trying to keep the speed up here. I guess we'll take the knight first. Oh, interesting. So I guess we'll see if I can do anything with this knight, or if he can do anything with that bishop. Support my pawn, try and team up on this e-pawn. Bring the other rook in before I do anything crazy with this knight. I'm going to go here. If he plays e6, I'm going to play f6. And say that it's hard for him to defend that pawn, which he doesn't even try to do. Looking at this pawn, looking at getting some kind of kingside attack going. Down on time, though. Wow. Someone's finished 4 games already. A couple people have finished 4 games. Okay, I take... check. I'm on the bishop. Oh, no, I missed that move. Now I'm mated. Darn. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's still mate. Thought we had it. We were close. Very close. Alright. Let's get back on the horse here. That looks like a free pawn to me. Pin the knight. Okay, let's get off that file. Back up that knight. I don't know if I'm playing this the best way, but I'm definitely going to take there. And here. Get out of that pin also on the C pawn. Now I've got to find a way to activate my light squared bishop. B6 and bishop B7 is what I've been thinking about. Couldn't do it earlier though. Okay, here we're definitely taking this. That's going to be a check. And let's go ahead and trade there. Let's play C5. That way I don't block my bishop in with C6. This also helps this knight continue to be active. It can even jump into D3 in some positions. Although he's looking to fork me. I didn't see that move. I didn't see that move. Okay, I guess we're going to give up the exchange. It is a very nice knight on C5, so it shouldn't be the end of the world. Okay, this helps my bishop get active. I've got a passed A pawn. Okay, this just gets me the rook. Team up on the C4. I can play rook D8 in a lot of positions. Actually, I should probably do it first. Check. And then take here. Yeah, and this should be a pretty easy conversion. Check. Grab another piece here. Guess we'll just push this guy back. He's going to keep playing, which he's certainly allowed to do. I don't think there are going to be many tricks in this position. Let's go ahead and get ourselves another queen here. Yeah, it's not stalemate. Don't even have to run up the board here. Guess this check. 38 seconds left, so check. And that's mate. All right, back on track. About half an hour in. Let's try and get this streak more than one game here. 17th place so far. Hikaru's in first. No surprise there. Gamer Boy 1214 from Nepal is our next opponent. A few people are at 5 out of 5. Gonna play Queen C7, play down the C file. Just a great position for us here. Knight F5 can show up too. And play Bishop D7. My opponent is going into the tank here. I'm going to take once. Often a good idea. Don't know if I should have yet before playing Bishop D7, but it's a perfectly reasonable position. He's under 2 minutes, so we're just going to try and keep the clock pressure on him here. Get all our pieces active. I don't want to castle kingside because I might even push the h-pawn at some point. Wow, interesting. Didn't consider that move. All right. Maybe knight a5 to hit the bishop after. Oh, I can just play knight takes d4, right? And either way he takes, I can take the bishop. And the bishop can't take e6 because my knight recaptures. Opening up the attack down the c file, as I alluded to earlier. Alright, we're going to go ahead and capture on f3 because my bishop is really strong on the c6 square. Okay, I guess knight g6 will hold that together. He's going to try and open things up. But it might be time for me to just castle soon. I take with the bishop. He takes with the bishop. I take... Okay, my king's not the safest piece in the world. But I'm going to grab the material. And say that the rest of my pieces are doing a good job helping defend my king. He doesn't have a check at the moment. Doesn't have anything on the e file. Okay, and this... How do I do this? Let's throw in this check because he can't block with the bishop. And then here, guarding the pawn, hitting the queen, and hitting the rook. That's a free queen. He saw that I was hitting the rook, but not the queen. Okay. Continuing our second streak. And now we get to face the French. Okay, here, here. That's just castle. Dark Raven 007, hello? Okay, we're going to take here once, and then we're going to play knight e5, I believe? Maybe this isn't correct because his bishop's on c6. Ooh, okay. Maybe it is correct. Alright, we'll go ahead and just play here. Real nice position now. Throw in this check. We're picking up at least a pawn. Grab this pawn. Let's pin the knight first. Because I'm not terribly worried about him going after the b pawn. Okay, we'll take here. We'll take here. Then we'll take on c6. Maybe try and open up the f-file. Bring both my rooks over to play. Okay, retreat this knight. There's plenty of places to go. It's also guarding the b pawn now. And I'm thinking bringing my rook up to f3, try and get it active on the king side. Okay, he's after the c pawn, so let's be careful here. Let's try and be a little careful. Bring my rook to a more active square, since it was stuck behind the a pawn. Okay, now let's lift this rook. Alright, this seems really good for me. And if I capture, I'm pinned. That's what he's going for. I see. I'm going to go here. Inviting this fork because I get to play rook takes f7. Okay, now I can throw in a check. And then just move my king. And he got a pawn out of that, I guess. So we're up a pawn, but we're down 45 seconds. This is going to be a tough one. I'm not sure where his bishop's going. If the bishop goes back, I'll just take with my knights. Okay, we'll go back this way, maybe knight g4. I think I'm happy to trade here, but 25 seconds is the tough part. Close, close, close. 14 seconds. Ah, darn it. Three seconds left. Ah, stalemate. I had to go the other way, but I don't think I had time to mate anyway. That was a tough one. Just didn't leave myself enough time for the end game. V12 chess is our next opponent. Our first D4 game of the day. Let's play knight F6 first, see what he does. I think A5 might be the right idea. No, maybe it's not. Maybe it is. Queen A5? Feels like I have the right idea. Okay, gotta make sure he can't take on H7 if he removed my defender by taking this knight, which he does anyway, but I don't lose a pawn this way. Okay, there he's looking to have a discovery with the knights. Guess we'll just take there. I can probably still play C5. This is a relatively good position, I think. I'm going to go here threatening mate and also just threatening to take on C5. I guess all I did was get my pawn back, though, so... Did we really accomplish much? Maybe not. He can push the pawn check, but I take it with check. I'm trying to keep his king out. Looking for a way for my king to get in. Try and bring my king closer is the idea. But it might just be a draw. Yeah, this is just a draw. Yeah, no way to make progress. Alright, next game. Ooh, Kara lost the game. 8 out of 9 for him. Okay, this is a case where I take here. Knight, bishop d3 before I play bishop g5. Alright, so avoid getting his queen trap, but clearly I have a huge development edge here. Wonder what that does. Probably the wrong rook I used. But there's definitely some ideas down this diagonal towards the queen. The problem is rook takes, I guess. Pawn takes. Oh, I guess it works. I take, rook takes, queen takes, pawn takes, check. Oh, it's not check. Why did I think that was check? It's not check at all. Which means it just doesn't... None of what I was thinking works. Because it's not with check. And put it on f3. It's still a good piece. I think trades here I should be happy with. Yeah, because he actually can't even save the c-pawn here. So it should just be a really nice endgame. Now walk my king up. Offer the trade. Okay, this wins a pawn. It would be ideal if I could take back with my king. Nope, I guess not. Okay, we're gonna have to go this way. I forgot I can guard that, since it's not actually in any real danger. $18 seconds left, again putting myself into a lot of time pressure. But he can't stop me from queening now. So now we just have to find a checkmate in the next 14 seconds. Defending maiden 1. There we go. Found it. Whew. Keeps us in the top 30. Alright, let's keep going. Try and start a new streak. We're playing up again. Okay, we got a French advance. We'll play the queen b6 line. With the bishop on e2, I think I should just capture there. Look for knight f5 even. Maybe I'll play a5 even. Okay, that's a pawn, so let's grab that while we can. Take with the queen, probably. Seems reasonable. Because I'm also on the e-pawn now. Oh, okay. Yeah, let's take with the queen. Even though he can play bishop b2. Not the best queen ever, but f5? Or just go here? Just going here looks pretty good. Take with the knight. Then maybe kingside castle soon. Good position. Where's his queen going? I'm going to put my bishop on c6 likely anyway. Now I'm on the queen. I'm also on the h-pawn. And I don't see him having any big threats here. Okay, he's trying to trap my queen. Does this work? I don't think so. Because the only other way to attack the queen is by pushing the pawn again, and that opens up the h5 square again. Okay, he's taking his time. Finally, we're not in a huge time disadvantage. I can also take on h4 yet. Next. Okay, he prevents that. Prevents that idea. I'm going to try this. If he takes with the knight, I'm going to play queen takes h4. Okay. So a little pawn trade there to get my queen out of trouble. Interesting. Can I just attack this knight? Seems reasonable. I'm going to go here with the idea if pawn takes, rook takes. Okay, so he's going to get out of those shenanigans. Not surprising. Maybe we just attack the bishop. See where it goes. Okay, and then I guess we come back and guard the pawn. No great way to deal with that. Okay, let's get my king closer. That seems like a strange move. I guess he was just trying to threaten something, but wasn't a big threat. Okay, if he wants to trade, that should be good for me. Let's get this knight more active. If the king takes, he loses his rook. He's down to 15 seconds. All right, and he resigns. Good game, Justin. Hey, Fritz Koala. All right, let's try and keep this going. Sitting in 28th place now. Okay, our opponent's moving quite fast. Just transposing into an exchange French. Let's keep the knights from being too symmetrical. C3 is a little unusual. I think we're just going to play bishop g4 right away before I decide where to put this queenside knight. I'm not really worried about any sacrifices here. Let's get f6 in. And then we'll try and trade light square bishops. Go after the dark square bishop. All the endgames should be just fine for us. Knight c6 or knight d7. Probably knight c6 with the idea of bringing it back to e7. Maybe not. Yeah. Okay, maybe we just put our rook on the e-file. We'll offer the trade. Keep his knight out. Maybe even I try and get my knight into c4 later on. Okay, where's this queen going to go next if I attack it? Just goes back. Okay. I'm not sure how many trades I won or not. I probably should have moved the other knight because my knight on g6 doesn't have a huge future anyway. But we'll deal with that next, I guess. With the idea that my knight from f5 can actually come back to d6, which is always a great square when you have a pawn on d5. Now I'm going to try and double on the e-file. Bring the king closer. Not sure where that rook is, or where that knight is going. We'll go here. Play a pure knight endgame, apparently. That wasn't a great square to go to. I tried to give him a free pawn. He didn't want it. Is it going to turn into a king pawn endgame? No. Let's create some weaknesses if we can. I've got some time issues here, though. Trying to undouble my pawns. That seems good for us. I've got some nice space. Now I'm winning a pawn. Okay, that's good for me. Okay, couldn't find an efficient checkmate. Hey, Darty G, why shouldn't I capture what in the opening? Which capture are you talking about? In general, you don't want to make a lot of captures in the opening because the more pieces you have on the board, the more activity you can get, the more threats you can make, the more things you can make your opponent think about. So if you don't have to, you don't want to trade in the opening. Also, the more pieces that come off, the less chances for your opponents to make mistakes. So one common mistake that lower rated players make is just trading everything against higher rated players. And that just takes away the chances for the higher rated player to make mistakes. Let's attack that knight. Yeah, often they try not to. So when pieces or pawns are attacking each other, it's called tension. And you want to leave tension in the position. He could have taken a pawn there on h7. You want to leave tension in the position as much as you can, just to give your opponent more places to mess up. That's really what it's about. Okay, I'm going to play c6 just to control the d5 square since he has the isolated pawn. Okay, I'm going to go here with the idea that if he plays knight e4, I can play queen d5 and attack the pinned piece. Okay. End of that idea. Still a great square for my knight. Not terribly worried about him going after this pawn, but if he lets me save it, I will. Well, you know, if he's taking your pieces, then usually it's a concession unless he's winning material because your pieces were doing something before they were captured. And his were doing something before they captured your pieces. So if you can figure out what his pieces were doing before they captured yours, that gives you a good idea of what part of the board to attack, what kind of weaknesses to target, since now he doesn't have that piece anymore. Okay, we'll attack the queen again. We'll just keep attacking this queen. Gotta watch the d7 square because of the forks. Gotta watch it a little bit. Yeah, let's just deal with that right away. Now in this position, my opponent has an isolated pawn. So that'll be easier to target later on. So I'm trying to trade some of the pieces since he has the big weakness in the position. But he's not making it particularly easy for me. Maybe my bishop wants to be on that square instead. Yeah, let's look for my bishop to be on d5. Then I can try to exert some kingside pressure. There I could have taken the knight maybe. Because of the pin, probably wouldn't have worked. If he exchanges, I'll be threatening some mating ideas. Yeah, so I could play c5 at some point here. Whoops. But if I play c5, I get rid of his weakness. So I'm trying to keep that on the board. And once his rook's on c1, c5 doesn't work anymore. So okay, I'm down to 18 seconds, though. So like usual, I've spent too much time. So now I got to try and find a way to win really quickly, which there really isn't in this position. But we can try. Trading makes it easier for me, for sure. Oh no. Ah, ran out of time. Yeah, I was just worried. It might have worked at some point. C5 might have worked at some point. Ran out of time. Couldn't pre-move. Maybe I should have pre-moved to take his last pawn instead. So close. Alright, 63 minutes left in the tournament. 63 minutes left. Let's play something a little different here. This was a mistake by him, because if the pawn takes, now I get to fork his king and rook. So we should already be in good shape this game, but we got to play faster. Enjoy the positions too much, and then we run out of time. Oh, wow. Okay. We'll go ahead and take there. Then e5, I think, looks useful. If the pawn takes, the idea is on attacking his bishop later. Like here, if knight takes, I take the bishop. Like this. That way my rooks still guard each other. So this is an arena, which means that the first priority, especially when it's big like this, and there are lots of people playing, it's easy to get paired quickly. And the priority they put is on playing someone near your rating. So you'll notice I'm playing a lot of people 1600 to 1900. Because it's not, you don't, in an arena, you don't play people that are at the top necessarily. You play, the first priority is you play people at your rating. Okay, and he resigned. So it means that he's playing really well against people that are 1100s. Just a different format of tournament. Modern is playing a modern opening. What a surprise. Don't do that yet. Let's bring this knight back. Like usual in these openings, it seems to have stumbled into some kind of theory. some kind of opening traps. Okay, let's go after that bishop. Take here. Take here. Might not have done this the best way. Okay. I take the queen. Draw his king out some more. Let's play another check. Whoa. Check. Check. How do I make progress here? Whoa. I guess just check again. Darn it. Do I have better than just a perpetual here? His king's so exposed it feels like I must have better than a perpetual. I don't see it yet. Don't see it. We might just have to take it. Yep, just a draw. Must have been a win there somewhere. But I didn't want to run myself down to 30 seconds and then he can just sacrifice a bunch of material to play on. Knight takes e5, rook takes e5, and I wasn't sure what to do after that. Because even if I'm getting his rook for my knight, then his pieces come alive, so... And... yeah, I just didn't want to play on unless... If it was the case of some maybe moves. I wanted something more decisive. Which... maybe isn't necessary, but... Okay. Guess we'll take that pawn. That is how I felt. Knight c5 maybe. Was the same feeling that I had. Can't be too upset with a draw against the 2200. It's castle. I'm on the rook, and I'm on the bishop. Okay, can we do anything down the e-file? He's going to make sure we can't. Here. Looks good. Getting some really nice positions overall, honestly. Looking for maybe some rook e8 ideas at some point. Yeah, he's going to say no to that. Clear my back rank. Hit the a-pawn. Hit the a-pawn again. Maybe even pushing the f-pawn is going to be dangerous, but it's double-edged. It might be exactly what I need, honestly. Yeah. Pushing the f-pawn might be what I'm looking for. Or not. What about here? Attacking the queen. Oh, this might be really good for me, actually. This might be really good now. And then I can take the bishop. Or play bishop c4. Okay. Yep, that's a good move too. But now f4, f5. And f5. Problem is his bishop can't move because it's the only thing guarding the f-pawn right now. Which will lead straight to mate. With queen takes f7 and queen g7, mate. Now we can just back up. There are going to be so many threats coming. Queen h4, queen g5. Okay, here I can play this move. Threatening mates. I think this works. Take here. And then stay up the exchange probably. Because I'm still on the bishop. 30 seconds left. Queen here, I have queen here. Less than 30 seconds. On the f-pawn. Darn it. Out of time. Oh, man. We had that one, too. Against another strong player. Just out of the opening, had a great position. But he made it tricky. And we managed to get into time trouble again. Alright, 52 minutes left. Close, close, close. Okay, let's just play c5 right away. Looks useful. I got all these attacks on e4. If he takes on f6, I'm going to take the queen first. And then take the bishop back. Or do I take the bishop back? Yeah, I do in this case. If he took with the rook, I wasn't so sure. Alright, now we're just up a straight pawn. This is going to be a very hard endgame for him. I'm on the attack. Bishop d4 at some point. I can double the rooks. I don't want to put a rook on c8 because he has bishop to h7 discovery then. So that would be a good way for me to lose the game. Now I'd like to distract his bishop so I can take on b2 and have ideas of back rank checkmating him. Okay, so this would be exactly what I'm talking about. Let's march up a little bit, and then I can play bishop c3 even. Now I can try and double rooks on the second rank. Like this. Okay, and he resigns. Oh, wow, he was rated over 2,000. I thought it was like 1,600. Getting great positions out of these openings. Chocolate is our next opponent. Let's just take right away this game. This general setup's been working really well for us lately. We went to b3. That's a little bit unusual. I'm looking for a quick c5. I guess we'll take it. And then lock the bishop out. He has queen e2, which probably gets the piece back. Queen e2, and he can push the d-pawn. Yeah, but I think he had to do it first. Because now there's no pawn to get the d6, and I can safely get off the e file. Still have to be a little careful because he has a lot of pieces pointed in this direction, but I can play knight f6, and I should just be up a pawn again, which seems to be the theme of the day. Let's get the knight to a good square. That's a little bit annoying. That's a nice square for the knight. Put the bishop on c5 maybe. But there's about to be some pressure on my king side. Maybe queen b6 to try and pressure f2. But while my bishops are nice and centralized, they're not doing a great deal for the defense. Although here I can attack the knight and offer a queen trade at the same time, so that should be helpful. I don't mind getting doubled f-pawns if it relieves all the pressure. Takes on f6, I probably take with the queen, actually. Because I control the d-file really well. And then my queen and bishop should be able to defend sufficiently. And he is down to less than a minute. Okay, so a queen trade's probably a good thing for me. So let's offer one. Okay, he accepts it, and that should make everything easier for me. Because now I'm not worried about the position. I can just trade pieces and run them out of time. Though, getting a passed pawn will certainly help make things easier. Get my king a little closer. Two, one. Try and force the bishops off, and that's it. All right, there's another win. And a favorable pairing. So we really need to convert on this because this is worth a good number of points since it will be the third game in the streak if I can win. It's not a guarantee, but we'll go here. Then bishop d3. Keep things simple. No need to win out of the opening. e5 is going to be useful, though, at some point. Yep, he deals with that. I want to bring my queen probably to f3. Now I've got a nice time edge also. .41 minutes left. Interesting. And my idea here was just to play my queen over a square. Maybe king h1 and push the f-pawn. Gotta be a little careful here. He can play g5, which I did not anticipate. Yeah, I guess that wasn't the best. Well, he can play g5, but he can't actually take the bishop, yeah. So now he's threatening to play g5, so he probably have to take here. Yeah. Okay, I guess we'll just try and keep it simple. Probably should have just taken on f6 to begin with, instead of getting myself into those troubles. Okay, now I'd be happy to trade rooks, though. I think. Take here. Where's this knight going? Guess we'll bring it back. We might need to use the clock to finish off this one. But if he's going to win this one, it's going to be a slow win. As long as I don't checkmate myself. Okay. Bring this king a little closer, I guess. Let's go here. Maybe knight up to d4. Create some things for him to think about. Okay, I'm doing a good job of trying to checkmate myself here. Need some more space for my king. Okay, let's just try and get away. Looks like we've survived the worst of it. Now we might not even be worse. As time runs out, okay, on to the next game. That was quick. We got a candidate master. So we're playing up here now that we're on a streak. Let's take this knight. And we're going to castle kingside. Okay, that we can just take, because here he can't retake the knight. Otherwise, he loses queen to bishop takes h7 check. .36 minutes left. Okay, I can take the bishop and just go into an endgame. Up a pawn. Threatening to win another pawn. He's not a fan of that. Okay. Let's just guard there. That was a mistake. Was it? Was it a mistake? If he took, I move back. I guess he gets trapped. So actually it wasn't a mistake. Not sure I like what I'm doing here, though, honestly. Not sure I love what I'm doing. Okay, it should be a great endgame, but I need to get some more pieces off. I control the d file. I need to play c4. My pawn will control his bishop. And if I can get my bishop to d5. Yeah, okay. Now things are looking up. They were looking up. Trying to get my rook active. Boy. Okay, we're going to play an aggressive move here. Basically saying I'm not going to draw. I'm going to win or lose this game. We're both under a minute. High pressure game. Okay, now I can go here. Am I winning now? I might just be winning. Close to it. Very close to it. Okay. Well, I'm not losing. So at least there's that. Down to 15 seconds, darn it. I just let him checkmate me. Darn it. I think I was losing that time scramble anyway. That was a close game. Alright, 30 minutes left. Still time for one more streak. See if we can finish strong here. Okay, we'll just take this free pawn as long as people are offering. B3 is usually not the right idea in these positions. Let's get this knight active. I can take on passant, or I can take the c pawn, or neither. I'm going to go with neither. The idea being that if he takes the d pawn, I'll retake with my e knight and have a real nice position. Okay, now we'll castle, I guess. If he pushes c5, I can play my queen up to b4. Okay, not now, but it's okay. We'll take here once. Get some attackers on the e-pawn, maybe? Okay. His rook's on here. I forgot about his rook. Darn it. That's not good. Forgot that his rook was on the e-file. Well, that's going to make things challenging for this game. Played an hour and a half of good chess. Where's that queen going now? If I just attack it like this. Okay, he's thinking now. He is thinking. Which means we might have chances on the clock. Most important thing is to play fast now. Rook d4 next. Don't see a good way to do this. Have to make some trades, unfortunately. But we're surviving still. Barely. Ooh, okay. This will go here. Yeah, not much I could do in that one anyway. Alright, a couple in a row for us. That did not go great there. So hopefully we can get back on track with this one. We've fallen out of the top 20. my opponent seems to be very fast here. Be happy if he trades here, because it really blunts his light square bishop. Let's line up a rook with his queen, maybe. This seems like it should be fine for us, right? Maybe I can team up on the rook? Okay, let's kick this bishop back somewhere. Ooh. Actually, the bishop's basically trapped. Unfortunately, it wasn't that helpful for us. Might be having a rook endgame here. Okay. Give my king a little lift. Interesting. I feel like my pawns should be better in theory, but I'm not sure if I can prove it. Minute left on the clock. Need to bring my king up. Needed to take this first. Check. Check. Darn it. The time pressure gets us again. Just moving too slow at the end here. Giving back all of our hard-earned games. This variation again. Okay, we take here. Doesn't feel like this can possibly be good for my opponent, but maybe we'll go here. The exchanges here, his rook is trapped. Okay, he goes that way. I guess not quite fully trapped. Feels like the tactic should work, but I don't see it yet. What happens if I go there? It's probably not good. Oh, he backs up, okay. That's a fork. So we got that going for us. They had queen b7 there. Try and kick the queen back. And then we'll look to double on the c file. Gotta play faster. Here. Go after this pawn and threaten rook c8 mate. There we go. He didn't see that threat. And on to the next one. 16 minutes left. 27th place. Okay, another exchange French. But all of them have gone well for us so far. Okay, we'll castle. Decide about c6 later. Yeah, we'll play c6 now. That way we can play bishop f5. Because we're happy to trade here. Okay, let's bring the other knight up towards the action. It's not a super useful square for the knight, but I want to get my rook to the e file quickly. And it does control e7, which is useful. And f6 controls some key squares for his knights. So I think, again, I'm happy to trade, even though it doesn't lead to an exciting position. I think I'm pretty happy to trade here. Okay, let's just threaten to come into c4 to start. And then decide from there. This lets me play the pawn up, which looks useful, I think. Maybe. Here I push b6. Oh, he goes backwards even. Okay, now I definitely want to trade. And now my pawn structure is really nice here. Maybe I'll even do this, because it gives me a passed pawn. Yeah, so he is going to let my knight sit there. But now I just got to look for the chance for my knight to be dominant. Okay, this wins a pawn. And then I can even cycle my knight back to the e4 square, which looks really annoying for my opponent. Okay, let's keep his knight out some more. Now jump back in. And walk my king up. This is just a winning king pawn endgame, so... And he can resign any time now. Here. Now we create a passed b pawn. Draw his king away. And okay. 10 minutes left. Maybe time for 2 more games. Well, playing up again. Guess we'll do something like this. I think I'm supposed to fianchetto this bishop in a lot of the lines. Thinking maybe bishop e4 at the right moment. We'll have time for one more game after this. Okay, my opponent is taking their time now. They don't have a strong connection, so that might be part of the issue. It would be very helpful to win this game, because that would be continuing this streak. Because it's worth 4 points. And now we're in good shape too. Unfortunate that they lost their connection or they left or whatnot, but in a tournament like this, we got to take what we can get. "30 seconds left, so now even if they came back, we wouldn't have to worry about it. They're actually relatively high rated, so take advantage of that also. Oh, okay, now they're back. Came back for the last 17 seconds. This is the move I was looking at before, getting in here at some point. Maybe playing c5. Okay, we won on time. Next game, let's keep it going. We have time for one last full game against another tough player. Another high-rated player, over 2,100. Just castle. Maybe queen b3 wasn't the right move. Okay, let's attack the bishop again. Maybe we'll get on this diagonal. guess we go like this. And if I take here, he takes with the rook. This is quite a challenge here. Some discoveries with this knight, maybe? I'm not sure if any of them are any good, though. "13 seconds left. Not enough time." Well played by my opponent. Strayed somewhere in the opening there. Queen b3, it wasn't the right position for that. Okay, can we get one more game in here? One minute left. Just gonna abort. Yep, arena over. Alright, we ended up in 29th place. So, not a terrible arena. Whoa, okay. Hikaru ended up winning. Lenderman in second. See if there are any other names we recognize with people we're competing with. Okay, we ended up finishing 1 point ahead of Halvard, which is important. So, I'm not sure if there's anyone in our rating range, which would be 18 to 2200 that qualified above us, but we'll find out in a couple days. Overall, though, very positive arena. 14 wins, 7 losses, 3 draws, so twice as many wins as losses, and gained 47 rating points, I think. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Good luck in your games and your studies, and we'll see you next time.